So, Fat Man,
So sleazy.
weren't we supposed to watch something live?
Yeah, it happened to be, the day before.
Oh,
I
well,
watched it live. I mean, so I
I
don't know.
mean, I didn't.
Of course you didn't. That's
Oh,
why I'm the Hall of Famer.
okay. Well, let's talk about that on the wrestling show. Welcome, everyone. This is Sleazy.
This is the Fat
And
Man.
welcome, everyone, to another wonderful episode. Um, where is everybody?
Like we said last week, or wait, Ryan was on last week, 2 weeks ago, that we moved to Sunday so everyone could be on, and it's just you and you and me.
You and I dancing in the moonlight. Oh, never mind.
Mm,
But
nope.
we are talking about TNA slash Impact slash Anthem Presents slash.
A better promotion than AEW. I said it. Fuck all y'all.
You're just so happy that a certain somebody's back. That's all.
Oh, I
We're
am.
talking.
I'm so happy.
We're talking about Slammiversary 2023. This wonderful show. Um, Fat Man, take it away.
Sleazy, did you watch the pre-show?
No.
I watched one match on the pre-show, and
Well, did you believe?
I believed Joe Hendry lost.
That just means he's moving up the card, right?
I hope so.
And being off the pre-show.
Well, how dare the Digital Media Championship be defended on a digital media platform? How dare they
Right.
do that?
I mean, whatever. I think it's a nice little title, so I can't say much. It is the European Championship, though.
You're the European Championship.
Yeah, right. Well,
You're the Tag Team Champions.
I'm not the
You're
tag team
one
champ.
point three quarters cruiserweights. I upped it.
Wow, thanks. Thanks, asshole.
I upped it. Am I wrong though?
No.
I'm stalling because Christian Thompson from TJ Wrestling literally just posted his star ratings like 5 minutes ago for the show.
Awesome.
So I'm trying to get
Stall,
them.
motherfucker, stall.
So I am stalling like a mofo to try to
It's
get them
fine.
in.
While you're doing that, I'm
I
gonna
missed a match somehow.
what? While
Okay,
we're
right here.
while you're doing that, I'm going to talk about your hats hanging on the wall. That's new.
Yeah, I needed something in the background. There will be something going on. I'm going to add something wrestling related to it. But I needed to throw something on there. It just looked too plain.
Yeah. Um, did we talk? Um, did we? I'm not sure if we talked last week about this, but I did end up going to Excite for their last show up in Oakdale. Um, it was strange being there. You know, I it's no joke or no secret that I haven't been there in over a year now. I mean, there part of the reason why is obviously we moved down to South Jersey, but the other reason was COVID cost. I think I made two appearances there since COVID happened because it was just so much more dangerous for us to deal with that kind of stuff. So, but it was nice seeing one last time the Oakdale Mall and what a mess they've made of it. They're so
A mall or Excite?
the mall, not Excite, although it's Excite, but the mall itself. Do you know what they did with Eastview with the Dick's House of Sport?
Dicks?
Yeah, they have this thing called the House of Sport where they build obviously the stores there, but they have this whole separate
Oh
area where you
yeah,
can
like
do
a
shit.
batting cage and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all that shit. Well, they're doing the same thing at Oakdale. And they've destroyed a third of the mall, including what will probably be a piece of Excite, of where that area is, because they're building it right where Excite's little area is. So it's going to be a nightmare mess. And then they're ripping down the other half of the mall for another reason. Basically, they're still looking for a new venue, last I knew. But they are doing Speedy Fest. They're doing 3 nights in Speedy Fest, including Brian Myers, Matt Cardone is going to be there, and
It features
Kurt Angle. Yes. So check that out. I'm always, I always love to put promotions over, but do you got everything settled?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I'll let
I
you.
got it. Impact Slammiversary opens up with the Ultimate X match for the #1 contendership for the X Division Championship.
Okay.
Mike Ball Speed Bailey
Nice.
versus Jonathan Gresham versus some Asian versus
Some
Kevin Knight versus
fucker.
Alan Angels versus Jake something returns. I guess.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool to have Jake come in. I will also say that this is the first time I've seen. I think this is the first time I've seen Jake in a TNA ring, which is kind of weird.
First time you've seen him.
I have, yeah. I've seen him on the Indies a bunch of times, but
I mean, actually, I've never really seen him in a TNA ring. I've seen him in an
Impact ring, whatever. But yeah, I thought it was a great way to kind of re-debut him. It made him look like a boss in the first minute and a half.
That's it.
Yeah, and then
11 minutes and 11 seconds.
Nice.
Christian Thompson gave us 3.5.
I gave it 3 stars. I think it was a nice, cool little way to open up the show. I'm actually, my favorite spot of the entire night was probably Bailey doing the moonsault off the corner post there. That was pretty cool. But yeah.
I got to break out one of the tropes, you underrated piece of shit. 4 stars, man. Fuck the fuck you
Really?
doing? How Angels doesn't have a broken back, I have no clue.
That's true, yeah.
How Bailey doesn't have a ripped arm, no clue. Kushida, when he fell, tweaked his knee. Like, everyone just decided, I'm just going to get hurt in the first match. Like,
why not? Fuck it. They really wanted to say, follow that, bitches.
Actually, did anyone follow that?
Probably not.
It is tied for my match of the night. But, so, it was your typical multi-man X Division, match. And the last part of my notes, I wrote, Sleazy came because an Asian won.
Yes. Well, as long as it's not, Asuka wanting us to come. I mean, no, nothing. Okay.
Yo, Dogger, who's like tag team matches?
I do not. Tag team match enthusiast is not here. Also,
He's not. Yo, Dogger, who's like women's wrestling?
I do.
Knockouts Tag Team Championship. The Covenant versus Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly. 9 minutes and 4 seconds. Christian Thompson gave us 3 stars. Yes, you're the women's wrestling enthusiast.
I think she's an underrating piece of shit. I thought it was 3.5 stars.
He.
Oh, excuse me. Because I'm thinking about women. Sorry. Yeah, I thought it was a really great little tag match. I thought.
Wait, you said he's an underrating piece of shit?
Yeah.
At 3 stars.
Yeah, I gave it 3.5. I thought the chemistry was there. There was a lot of cool near fall spots. There was a point in the match though where they kind of fell apart, where like the four of them didn't know what to do next, but they kind of cleaned it
Here,
up
the
afterwards.
point of the match was the whole match, you overrated piece of fucking shit. This was 1.5 stars. This was
What?
boring. How
No,
Masha Savage and Killer Kelly didn't win this match in 2 minutes, I have no fucking idea why. They should have went out there, destroyed him, and left. They should not have had a competitive match at all.
I disagree.
Not at all. And
I absolutely disagree.
there goes the pen or pencil. Not at all.
No,
Back to the fucking 11-year bit. You are over. It was boring. It was fucking boring.
Really?
It was boring as shit. 1.5 stars. And I gotta go
Wow.
get my pen. So, because I threw it. Because you're an overrated piece of fucking shit.
I'm sorry.
If there was an Asian in it, you would have given it 5 stars.
There
That's-
was an Asian in it.
Technically, yes.
We had this conversation before we went online. We were talking about, there's no Asian women on the show. And was it you that brought it up? Yeah, it was you that brought it up.
Yeah.
Slammiversary is Russian, so technically Asian. So there was an Asian in the match. So I
If it was in
overrated it because of
Tokyo,
Asian.
The Tokyo, we would have given it 9,000 stars.
Probably.
You overrated piece of fucking shit. Yo, dog, I heard you like tag team matches.
I do not.
Bully Ray and Diener versus Scott D'Amore and a guy who came back to life?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, Mickey James did, so why can't Eric Young?
Who's Eric Young?
You know that one guy. 11 minutes, 49 seconds. Christian Thompson, he gave it 3 stars. I agree. It was 3 stars. There was a ton of gaga in it, but it was fun. Scott D'Amore was like, holy crap, he can kind of still go.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely he can.
So,
There are a couple of things. I gave it an okay match for a house show. In the most complimentary way. It was definitely a house show match. It was meant to, have comeuppance for Bully Ray, right? Yep. That's the entire point of this match, right? That being said, a lot of stupid spots. Number one, having the ref just go, yeah, fuck you. I'm taking off my ref and leaving.
yep.
What the fuck was that? Seriously.
Yep.
Number two, and by the way, I do have notes on my phone. It was dumb. Just to piss off Ryan and steal your gimmick. The double choke.
Pissed me off.
Right?
Well, you always steal my gimmick, so I'm over
Why not, right? The other spot that was absolutely fucking ridiculous was the double choke slam spot. Of all things to have the two of them do a choke slam on Bully Ray, stupid. Absolutely stupid. What's that?
Should have done 3D.
Yes! Especially if they're going to do all the tropes of Team 3D / the Dudley Boys. EY could get him up. All Scott's got to do is grab his neck on the way down. Easy. Mm-hmm. So, what the fuck? Other than that, like I said, it was a very house showy match. Everyone got their comeuppance, including Connor. So, cool, I guess.
The best part of the match was Bully Ray gets hit in the balls. He's like, oh,
my balls!
Yeah. So. Now for Sleazy's favoriteest match of the night. X Division Championship. Chris Sabin defends against Leo Rush. 1 minute and 20 seconds.
It was a star and a half. Okay, it's a minute and a half match. 2 minute match.
A star and a half. It's a dud, but you overrated. Overrated a Leo Rush match?
I'm going to say this. Watch how complimentary of him I'm about to be. It was the right call to put the belt on him. Leo Rush will absolutely hold down that division for years, and he is an easy contender for option C. So, as much as I hate the fucking man, right call, right person to put over with Chris Sabin doing it, and there's nothing more I can say about it.
I could have sworn as soon as this match ended, I said to myself, he's costing Shelley the title.
Sabin?
I thought, yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was 100% a lock. As soon as this match happened, I go, the way it happened, I'm like, Saban's going to come out holding his head, blah, 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 and then, like, not purposely, accidentally cost him the title, and
Right.
then feud. But, yeah. You're over. Normally, I'm the overrated piece of shit with Impact. What's going on with you tonight?
Oh, don't worry. It goes down from here.
Yo, dog, I heard you like tag team matches.
I do not. Especially not four-way matches.
4 matches for the Impact Tag Team Championship. ABC versus Moose
iPhone.
and Brian Myers versus Subculture versus Rich Swan and Sami Callihan. 10 minutes and 36 seconds. Christian Thompson gave us 3.5. I give it 4. Great match. Another surprise. Subculture winning the titles. They were hammering home that we had 3 title matches, 3 title changes. So I'm like, okay, ABC's losing. I didn't think it was gonna be Subculture. I thought it was gonna be Rich Swann and Sami Callihan.
You know, I thought so too. Subculture winning was a shock to me. I don't watch the product, but even if I did, apparently that was not telegraphed.
No.
I only gave it 3 stars. I didn't. There were spots in it that I liked. The spear by Myers, and then Mark Andrews immediately doing a tope right afterwards. That was really cool. And there were like spots where they did a lot of chain spots into each other that were nice. Mm-hmm. But as a whole, the match wasn't. It was a little boring to me. But it wasn't bad. It just.
Continue to overrate women's matches, you fuck.
Yeah, I thought the tag match was better. I thought the women's tag match was better.
You're a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's true, you are a piece of shit. You live in New Jersey.
Yeah.
You live in a dump, therefore you are a piece of shit. I mean, what'd you always say?
I'm not the record holder, I'm the record?
Yes. Yes, Bono. Yes, Bono. Yes, you are. But also, being technically right is being the best right. So
yes.
You are a piece of shit.
I mean.
Yo, dog, I heard you like singles matches? Aha, I changed it up on you there.
Yeah.
Eddie Edwards versus Frankie Kazarian. 17 minutes, 43 seconds. Christian Thompson gave us 3 3/4. Another 4-star match. Great match. But I thought it actually could have been better. I thought they could have had a better match.
You know what held it back to me? The finish. It's just convoluted as fuck.
I honestly think the right kid died, though. I think Eddie needed to win more than Kaz does.
I do agree with that, but just the way it went down. I think... Yeah, I think
you knew the wives were going to get involved somehow.
Yeah, especially with Tracy being Tracy,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
bad.
Are we doing a mixed tag? Is that where we're leading to, I guess?
I'm thinking so, but I mean, she looked not like bad physically, but her timing was off. She wasn't in the right spots, but she hasn't probably wrestled in forever. So
yeah, to be fair, I mean,
yeah.
We'll talk about that a little bit, certainly.
Oh, we will?
Oh, yeah.
Yo, dog, I heard you like women's matches.
I do.
Knockouts Championship, Deonna Purrazzo versus Trinity. 14 minutes, 25 seconds. Christian Thompson gave us 3.5.
2 stars.
You underrated piece of fucking shit.
I hated this. I absolutely hated this.
Is it because you're racist and the black chick won?
Probably. I'm just so
No Asian,
pro
no
Italian.
no Asian.
You know,
It
whatever.
didn't matter. It didn't matter who won this match. You were giving me 2 stars no matter what. You literally wrote down in your notes 2 stars before the match even started.
Probably. It probably happened. No, I first of all, let me start with this. I don't know who fucking brought the stripper glitter into the match, but it was everywhere. So much so,
Trinity, duh.
yeah, but so much so that it was all over Shelly and Aldis. It was the ring fucking sparkled for the rest of the night. It was
Hey man,
absolutely
maybe the
insane.
ring wanted to be a vampire. Okay.
I guess so. One of my favorite tropes, fuck your finish.
You'll finish. I'm gonna beat you with mine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially on the apron. That
Yes.
was like, that's not the finish? Seriously? There were a lot of stupid spots. Just as a general rule, it felt like they were going in slow motion the entire match. It was just so.
I think they were trying to put over Perazzo's never tap, so they're going to do a submission based match is what they were trying to. And that's not Trinity's style.
Well, not only is it not Trinity's
Having her finish as a submission just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Not for her.
You're right, but I'm just talking about generic spots in general. I mean, there was a spot where they did like one of those multi pin attempt things, and it just looks so bad.
It looked. Eh.
People were just jumping up and down. Oh, this is Trinity's first, vindication of Trinity as a professional wrestler by her winning a brand new title outside of WWE. Blah 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 blah. I don't give a shit.
Here's the thing, and you have to 100% agree with me on this. It's the Cody Rhodes syndrome. It didn't felt like she earned it.
100%. 100%. And not just beat somebody for the title, but beat somebody who has been like the person, like this is like Cody Rhodes coming back at Royal Rumble to face Roman Reigns after 1,000 days and beat him in 30 seconds type of situation. That's how it felt. This was completely unwarranted. She needed more matches under her belt, honestly. And frankly speaking, I think part of the reason why I didn't like this match is it was very clear that she still had ring rust on her.
Oh, yeah. She had one singles match, and that was against Giselle Shaw. The rest were tag team matches where she teamed up against Deanna. So, right. or with Deanna, not against her, with her.
Right.
So,
And tag matches, they're meant to hide flaws.
And I think the match was so good, but the ring rust was 100% there, and it didn't feel like she earned it.
Okay.
All right. Impact World Championship. Alex Shelley defends against Nick Aldis, 16 minutes, 31 seconds. Christian Thompson gave this 4 stars.
Yeah, okay.
No.
3? Yeah, it was decent.
It was a good match, but
it was an Aldis match.
It was nothing special, and the best part of the match happened after the match.
Yes.
Literally, again, I was with Irene, we were watching together, and they kept prolonging it, and after Shelley won, I'm like, something's happening. Something's going to happen. And then I hear Josh Alexander's music, and I fucking popped. I was just like,
of course
yes!
You would. You fucking Mark.
I was like, this match, even though it's over, instantly just became 4 stars. Yes! Josh Alexander's back! Yay! Josh Alexander! But no, the match was just good. It was just a good match. I'm questioning why. I'm like, I know Macklin got hurt in the Australian tour, but I was questioning why they took the title off him to begin with. And now you have a face versus face setup with Shelley and Alexander, unless you're going to turn Alexander. or turn Shelley.
I think you're turning Shelley here. I wouldn't be. Well, here's the thing: is that
For
you
a guy,
could.
I think the move is to turn Shelley
Yeah,
because to be the guy who's never been world champion, 20 years, blah blah blah, finally gets it, and now all of a sudden he's the walk walking around like he's hot shit. That's how you would book that.
yeah,
I mean, and then
and
if you turn Shelley, he's 100% losing the title to Alexander though.
well, here's the thing: is that you turn Shelley, Alexander wins, and then you have Saban like, what the fuck you doing? And then that causes the City breakup there.
You almost said it too. Motor Shitty.
Motor City, yeah, the Motor City breakup. Here's my thought about the whole Josh Alexander thing. Great, he came back. Great, he came back to close out year 21 years of Impact.
I think they need him back.
I do too.
I still think they put on good shows without him, but he is sorely missed.
Yes, 100% agree.
Sorely missed.
I do love his promo.
I'm back.
I'm back. Boom, done.
It.
Call it a day. The man's not a promo machine. He's a wrestling machine. But yeah, it's just, and I hate to say this because there is good wrestling in Impact Wrestling. Okay, you and I have talked about this many times over the years. Impact is usually the most worst kept secret in terms of
the last
underrated.
couple of years. It has been.
Yeah,
the last couple of years, it's all like, you guys need to watch Impact. I do, and I'm not saying this
just as a bit.
As a bit, I think they are better than AEW right now
because they're tightening things up that
there's
AEW
actually
just simply doesn't.
Story.
Yeah.
It's a story. Like,
I agree.
Bro,
I agree with that. Here's my thing though. This is one of their biggest shows of the year, if not the biggest. Okay, Slammiversary is usually their. I don't want to say it's their WrestleMania.
Bound for Glory.
Yeah, it's like Bound for Glory is like their WrestleMania. This would be SummerSlam, Rumble-ish type of thing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That crowd felt like they didn't
Here's
care.
the thing. This was their second pay-per-view of the year. Well, they did an Impact special there. They've also done one in Toronto. They've also done one in London, Ontario. 4. Yeah, this would be out of 7 specials they've done. 4 of them have been in the province of Ontario.
Yeah.
So,
do you think they're burning out their crown?
I think they're burning them out. Yeah. So.
Okay, I mean that's fair, but if you gotta fucking do something different then, because eventually when nobody's coming up to your show,
but I think
dies.
Here's the thing, but I think this was more highly intended than the other one was. So, I mean, they're coming, but if the same crowds are coming and seeing the same wrestlers,
yeah,
this isn't. And we talk about this AEW going to Chicago all the time.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Eventually, you're going to burn out that market if you go every other month. Mm-hmm. So,
but at the end of the day, they're a Canadian company.
They are. They're based out of Toronto. So,
yeah. So, as much as I would like to say differently, they are Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they are New York.
So they say, what is it? They're going to obviously Multiverse United in Philly, and then I think they're going to White Plains, and then Chicago. So
I'll be interested to see those shows afterwards, or what the attendance are, how it feels, and so on and so forth.
No, I think Emergence. Let me look, because I think they're at the week after Multiverse United. They're doing Emergence.
Okay.
And I think that's also in Toronto.
Oh, Jesus. Well, here's the reality, and I'll say this. there's going to be a point in time where they're going to have to get out of their comfort zone again.
It is in Toronto, the 27th.
Oh God, yeah, yeah, they're going to burn out their audience. If they're not doing it already. But here's the thing: is that they need to get out of their comfort zone again. They've got talent that can draw. That's national talent. As much as I don't want to say it, Trinity and Leah Rush and Eric Young are WWE names. You know, Leah Rush less so, but the three of them are WWE names, and therefore could potentially draw, especially when two of them are champion. But the reality is that they need to start leaning on their talent and saying, okay, this is what we need to do to draw bigger arenas, bigger places, bigger venues. Because once you start getting bigger venues,
I agree with that, but I think right now they're going to venues that suit them. They were trying to go to venues that were a little bit bigger than what they were. I think they're going to venues that they know they can sell out.
Well,
But again, there is a point to what you're saying is if you know you can sell them out, that's fine. But if you keep going back, you're not going to be able to sell them out. You burn out the market. So trying to go to a little bit bigger venues in bigger markets, see how you do. You know, you tape, you do an Impact special, and then you do the next day, you do your tapings. You're only on the road
right.
2 days a year or 2 days a month. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's.
I mean,
try to go to some of these markets.
the 2300 arena is perfect for them because it's just big enough. It's got history to it. Philly is a huge wrestling town. You know, they're going to sell that out. They're absolutely going to sell that out. But they need to start bouncing around a little bit more, I think. Maybe not bigger arenas, but different venue or different
so what
markets.
What kind of irks me when they did the emergence announcement was that, oh, Sonata's going to come. I'm like, you have Multiverse United literally a week before.
Yeah.
And you're announcing Sonata for a show that isn't the Multiverse United show. I'm not saying Sonata won't be on the show because he probably will be on Multiverse United, but
the mid-carder?
I mean, he is the IWGP World Champion, so yeah, mid-carder. But the one match they announced was a tag match: Trey Miguel and Leo Rush versus Takahashi and Mike Bailey.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see that.
Mike Boss B. Bailey.
Thank you. It's nice to see Hiromu's going to be there. I'm going to really enjoy that. But the match itself is just like, what the fuck are we doing here? Also, if I don't see Bully Ray versus Ishii, I'm just going to walk. I'm done. I'm out.
I know it's Tanahashi versus somebody.
Oh, at Emergence?
No, at Multiverse United.
Oh, I thought it was a tag match.
No, they announced Takahashi.
Oh,
they announced Tanahashi
as he's going to be there, but they haven't announced a match for that.
They haven't announced a match for it yet.
Which honestly, not looking forward to. When Liger gets on the fucking mic and says, he's worse than I am, he probably should take a step back. You need to take a step back.
His knees are shot.
Yeah.
That's it. As a wrestler, your knees are shot. You can't feed comebacks as a heel.
Right.
You can't do a comeback as a face. I don't know what his ending move. You had to climb ropes, and he takes forever to do it.
Yes.
I don't know what you. I don't know.
He's doing fucking G1.
That's
the fuck is wrong? What the fuck is going on here? And maybe they turn it into an angle later, but whatever. But yeah, we'll probably do a preview of that like the week before. I still don't actually know what we're doing that weekend because obviously we will be busy with the show that Sunday, and we normally tape on Sundays. So we'll figure that out as we go. Do we want to go right into news and rumors? I don't have a break planned here because I figured it was.
Don't we have a new sponsor?
We'll talk about that next week. But yes, we do have a
Okay.
new sponsor. We'll talk about that a little bit. I do want to put over our shop at thewrestlingshow.com/shop, or you can get Fat Horseman t-shirts.
Yay, Fat
So Fat
Horseman!
Horseman ride again. Get your new t-shirt there.
Yay! Me and Ryan ride each other. I mean, we ride again.
That's
Yay!
on onlyfans.com/the wrestling shop.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'm not gay. He sucks my dick.
I mean, news and rumors, I guess.
Yeah, let's talk about the. There's a couple things I know you want to talk about. I'm gonna pull this up. Um, of course, it's being dum dum.
Right.
Hold on. There it is. So, according to a new report, AEW sent out a document that outlines a list of moves that are either banned or required approval.
Okay.
The banned moves lists include unprotected chair shots to the head, strikes
Okay.
to the back of the head, blind moves backwards into the turnbuckle like the buckle bomb, spitting and selling like one is having a seizure. I wonder where that came from. Wrestlers are also prohibited from physical contact with a crowd, including taking food or drinks from the fans in attendance. Weapons and projectiles in the crowd are a no-no, as is bleeding in the audience. The list of moves that are required are bumps on the ring apron or outside the ring, any spots with tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh my.
Well done.
All variations of pile drivers, hurricanranas, and sit down drivers, using weapons and throwing objects, choking with hands or weapons, high risk dives, and top rope moves. Okay, Bill Watts, calm down. Bleeding on purpose, injury spots,
No.
any spots or brawling in the crowd, any spots involving non wrestlers like referees and managers.
Okay, so I guess I'm out.
I mean, you got to get it approved. Any spots involving non wrestlers like referees or managers, I do agree need to be approved ahead of time. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Any spots or brawling in the crowd,
Well, let's talk to the New York State Athletic Commission.
no, we can't. We can't do that. Okay, cool. Okay, injury spots.
I'm okay with that because what happens when
Only
three
if
people do 3 injury spots in a show? Right?
Okay. Okay, what are we talking about? Injury spots, just like stretcher jobs, or are we talking about? Oh, I'm working the knee
No, stretcher
or
jobs,
working
I
the.
assume.
Okay, okay, okay.
Any
Okay.
anything like, and you're going to go through all these approvals. I'm going to tell you this right now. Half the reason why those are approvals is so that you don't have 5 of them every show.
Right, I get it. Bleeding on purpose. Looking at you, Moxley. High risk dives and top rope moves.
Okay. High risk is where I think,
I
is
think
the limit there.
the top rope moves. I'm kind of like high risk is more like Matt Hardy climbing a structure with a concussion,
Yeah.
like
You can
diving
point
up, or a Canadian destroyer off the top of the ladder through a table.
yes.
Choking with hands or weapons. WWE doesn't allow that anyway, so that's using weapons and throwing objects. WWE.
Also,
All
Athletic Commission.
all variations of power drivers, hurricane, and sit down drivers. WWE.
Yep.
Any spots with tables and chairs. WWE.
Hmm.
Bumps on the ring apron or outside the ring.
That's a new one, but I
That
can
is a
understand
new
it.
one. I can
Outside the
understand it
ring,
too.
I understand, especially knowing how they set up their rings and their around the corner
Yeah.
thing. Maybe their pads aren't as good. Like WWE puts like 2-inch wrestling pads, like amateur wrestling pads, as their pads around the ring. And you might as well, it's just as easy taking a bump there as it is on the fucking ring.
Concrete.
Yeah, no, on the ring versus the pads
Right.
on the floor. So I get that.
Oh yeah, that's another thing I need to do.
And I also want to point out as you're reading this, every single one that you've pointed to you can point to a particular thing that's happened in AEW that was like something bad happened because of it.
Right. Absolutely. And the seizure thing that was Danielson, which I hated, absolutely hated
Yeah.
in the Okada match. Um, yeah. I mean,
Okay, I'm going to
it's
call
a
out
good
Chip
thing.
on this one. I'm going to call out Chip on this one because what was the thing that Chip said about it? Do you remember?
You're taking away what makes AEW AEW,
And that's
or something
bullshit.
to the lines of
Yeah.
like that.
And his opinion, while absolutely fucking ridiculous, is a common one out there. And I think that, and forgive me for me constantly cleaning my glasses. I think I got a spot on them that I can't
Okay,
get
so
off. But
that's your jizz,
also, yes.
but you can't see anyway, so I don't know how you can see a spot, but that's okay.
Right. But I think the problem I have with that sentiment is that absolutely not. First of all, what makes AEW different from WWE is their roster and how they book and how they deal with things in general. To say that,
AEW, and I bitch about AEW booking, but AEW is pretty much a show where if you want to watch wrestling, you watch AEW. If you want to watch storytelling, you watch WWE.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And
And I want to be emotionally invested. I want to have a story because there could be matches AEW that technically are better than WWE, but I won't rate them 5 stars because there's nothing to them. They're just great matches. But if I'm emotionally invested, that just
I mean, a great example is the whole bloodline thing from the last show we
yeah.
rated. I mean, I think I gave that 5 stars, even though it wasn't, it wasn't your traditional 5 starish match. You know,
Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns, you gave 4.5 stars.
right? That's another great example of that. I think I made that match of the year. That's what I did.
You made a match of the year, even though going
It
through
was
the
not the best
match,
match.
it was not. You've
Yeah,
had like 2 or 3 matches you rated 5 stars, but it
right,
wasn't your match of the first half. So
right. And that goes to show you that there's nothing in AEW that evokes that emotion. That pure, unadulterated, oh my god, I can't believe that happened. Other than a very specific spot where it's like, oh shit, he just died type of thing. But like the emotional value of having a storyline finish is just so impactful, and AEW just hasn't really captured that, in my opinion, yet. There's going to be a certain subset of people where if they do it correctly, that's going to happen. But currently, they don't have anything currently running that I believe that will happen with.
no, they don't. But go back to the point to where AEW is not AEW without that stuff.
I
That's bullshit.
100%. Yeah, it's absolute disagree. I think that they will be able to do those matches. They'll be able to do that stuff safely, Moxley, as long as they take. Here's the thing: is that you take a look at some of the spots that happened on Forbidden Door and Double or Nothing, and all the ones that happened recently. A lot of the samey stuff happened too. There was okay. They busted open. Okay, they busted open. Oh, they busted open. There's like 4 matches that had blood on them. It's like, aren't you guys fucking talking to each other? And I think that's where you're going to see a lot less of that now if they're going to enforce something like that, where, oh yeah, we're doing blood in this match. Oh really? Okay, I guess we can't do it in ours.
Okay,
That's fine.
So Moxley went, okay, I'm doing blood in my matches. Fuck all y'all.
Probably, and they probably said, okay, well, he's the guy, the gold medalist.
In blading.
Well,
But no,
also in
I think
jiu-jitsu too.
we preach about wrestler safety,
Yeah.
and so that's just what's going to happen.
I'm all for it,
You
by the way. I don't think
one
I
hundred
made that
percent.
very clear. I
Right,
am
right, right. Yeah.
100% all
Well,
for this.
yes, 100% for it. Yep. Which also doing it this way may also help them build stories you
Hmm.
can get mostly invested in.
Yes. Because now you're
So
not just worried about, oh, we got to get the spot in. That's going to get us over.
yeah,
Yeah.
you brought this up to me and I didn't even notice it. Don Callis.
A Cardi piece of shit.
Um, After Triple Mania, Kenny Omega was speaking with local media when an angle showed Omega and Callis exchanging words. Take a
Hmm.
shitta, attacked Omega to further their feud. This is when things became serious as a fan attacked Callis from behind until security intervened.
Hmm.
Brian Alvarez is reporting that Callis has a bad neck, a bloody mouth, and other injuries from the attack, including his neck and ankle. You, okay, bad neck, including his neck and okay.
It's Alvarez.
He is on his way to San Diego for medical treatment. Alvarez says the situation was absolutely not a work, sleazy.
Yeah, right?
According to Alvarez, everything was an angle up until that point, but when a fan who was apparently upset about what Don had said to Kenny jumped down from behind, ripped his suit, concussed his eardrum, and busted open his mouth. Wait, he had a bad neck. How did he concuss his ear? I don't,
Did you watch the video of it?
no.
You could see where that was all coming.
Okay. And busted open his mouth while he was trying to choke out Don from behind.
Yeah.
Don was screaming for penalties at the fan before he was pulled off and was said to be livid afterwards. You know what? I'm gonna go old school. That's real heat right there.
Oh, you're 100% right. Holy shit. God fucking damn it. That Cardi piece of shit getting fucking territory heat these days. Holy goddamn. Um, here's the thing. And once again, wrestler safety, blah, 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 blah. We just literally talked about this. But having a fan attack a performer like that is one of the easiest ways to get the shit kicked out of you. Even if they're in the middle of doing a worked angle. I hope Don's okay. I assume he is. But I hope he fucking milks the shit out of that, especially at AAA. But just in general, too. But that being said, I watched the video. Don is it's not bad, okay? If you saw the video, you'll probably see what I'm talking about. It wasn't that terrible, and it's strange because the guy that attacked him, quote unquote, had a camera with him. So was he part of the media as well? It was very strange. The entire thing was very strange. Um, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it wasn't work, but the whole situation feels weird to me. I wonder if they played up the injury more because they knew it was going to give them more heat.
Maybe.
But it doesn't look that bad. So
Why are you doing a press conference in front of? Well, I mean, you could do it in front of fans, but like
there's
without
like 30
security.
people there. It wasn't that big. That's the other thing is that who the access to this thing was not like it was like 3,000 people and Omega's like putting things out. It was a media scrum effectively. It was strange. That's why I find it so weird. And Mexico things happen differently down there, but it's just it feels weird. The entire situation feels weird.
Okay. Don Callis, Cardi piece of shit.
Yes. In short.
Eric Young returned to Impact, like we previously mentioned. Young had been under contract with WWE since 2022, but didn't get used like at all. Young discussed a return to the ring with Triple H last year. Young was stated in interviews that he felt he had a lot more to offer as a wrestler and as a backstage worker, and he expressed concerns about working for Vince McMahon. He also mentioned WWE's broken system, but this was before McMahon stepped down last year. Young was brought back last November with Triple H running creative, but he never did anything noteworthy on TV, and as was released just months later. Young requested to be released in April. According to Fightful, his 30-day non-compete clause expired last week, allowing him to appear at Slammiversary. According to WWE sources, Young did not want to work under Vince McMahon and return to the company in official capacity. I'll get to that in a minute. Young stated he did not want to work with McMahon for moral, creative, or personal reasons. Many of you will recall that Young's previous stint on the main roster was underwhelming, owing to McMahon's lack of interest in the Sanity faction. He would not be working with Vince McMahon this time around.
Of course not.
I just think he was getting fed up not getting used. Because he was not getting used.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna call bullshit on all of this because I guarantee you that he was gone a lot sooner or a lot older, like back in November, December.
Or he never signed.
That could be possible too.
He just said that he did.
That they were doing he was doing per appearances. Could be.
Like maybe working as like a backstage person, like he said, maybe.
Yeah. And that's not a contractual talent obligation. No. I mean, that could be a separate. Road agents get a whole different treatment. They get a whole different contract. They're employees at that point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's a whole different thing. But Eric, you're going to tell me his 90-day compete clause ended 6 days before Slammiversary just so happened to happen that way, just so he could appear on Slammiversary? Are you really playing that card? Because we went back and looked at it. The whole Endeavor thing happened the day after WrestleMania, as you said.
Yeah.
And that was like, what, April 9th?
April 3rd.
Excuse me, April 3rd. So it would have been, there was a 12-day window where he would have had to quit. So he would hit the 90-day just before Slammiversary. Are we really saying that? He was gone before that. He was absolutely gone before that. Either he knew the Endeavor deal was happening, or he already was like, deuces, guys.
If he knew the Endeavor deal was happening, he would have stayed around.
I think so, too.
But here's the thing. In November, Vince McMahon wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
So, Vince McMahon supposedly came back in January, but as a board member, but never ran creative.
Right.
So he never would have worked for Vince McMahon.
And we're saying this, and be very clear here. We're two outsiders. We don't have inside knowledge of WWE. We don't know if Vince is calling the shots and shit like that, like a lot of the fucking dirt sheet writers are just claiming
He's
left
not,
and right.
Fuck off. He's not.
I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he isn't either, because we don't know, because we're not there. You know?
Right. He's not.
But yeah, the point being is that at the end of the day, if you don't like where your creative direction's going, fucking go. That's always been Vince's thing. You know, mm-hmm. If you don't like being here, don't be here. So Bruce will tell you that for fucking till he's red in the face again.
Did you hear what Val Venus said?
What did my pal Penis say?
Hello, wrestling fans. Just a heads up. I will finish up obligations on my next two appearances. I won't say when or where until the day of, as the LGBTQ++ XYZ nut jobs like to threaten promoters for booking me. As of today, I will no longer be taking any further public bookings for the foreseeable future. Tired of being booked and then canceled due to my political positions. Thanks.
Good riddance.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
All he had to say was, you didn't have to add the when and where the LGBTQ community, nut jobs. What do you, you're making it worse. You're adding on.
Idiots like to lean in on that shit, and it's gotten worse over the last couple of years.
Like, what are
I
you
swear to
doing,
God,
idiot?
COVID killed a lot of people, but made a lot of more people stupid.
And they were already stupid to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Um, I'll take a note from the Dumb People Town podcast with the Sklar brothers. Is it that people are getting stupider, or is stupider just getting louder because they have a new platform to talk on?
Both? Both. Both. Could Ronda Rousey be heading back to Combat Sports
Don't
World?
give a shit.
That has been the buzz on social media throughout the World Wide Web. Who says World Wide Web? In both the pro wrestling world and mixed martial arts communities for the
World
past
Wide
few
Web.
weeks.
That's the best part of the story. The
UFC
World
fighters
Wide
have
Web.
even the World Wide Web. UFC fighters have even brought up hearing whispers of Rousey returning to the UFC in a new division,
A new
moving
division.
from her
What is it? The open
moving
weight
from her
division?
own moving from her own stomping bounds of bantamweight to featherweight.
Hang on,
And
hang
up,
on, hang on. A new division. So is this the X division of UFC? Should we be talking to Excite Wrestling to see if they'll do their own Excite division at UFC now? No.
dude, the division. There are no limits.
Thank you. I was
In an
waiting for
update,
it. There's no
Ariel
weight limit.
Helwani is reporting that Rousey won't be jumping ship from WWE back to UFC. He addressed the rumors, which picked up momentum on Wednesday in a tweet. Rousey's not considering a UFC comeback. No truth to the rumors.
Okay, so let me throw a question out there, and I really don't know the answer to this. Rousey would probably be one of the few people that would do this. Brock would be another one. Would their WWE contract allow them to go over there and do a fight?
Current WWE contract?
No, I mean future. I should say future because obviously those contracts are before and ever. But would they be able to write those in as like a combo contract?
I think the possibility is more open. How about that?
Okay, that's fair. I like that.
I'm not sure there'll be any crossover, but I think the possibility is more open.
The one person I want to see in a WWE ring probably will never be there, and that's Conor McGregor. Just is. I don't think he's coming. I love the man for his promos. I mean, I don't care how good he is in the ring.
Jimmy Wang Yang
And
is
I'm
retiring.
your boy. Yeah, I heard that. 1/3 of the Jung Dragons.
Young John, you're Asian by insertion. Come on,
Yes.
you should know this.
Yes,
Young
I had to do it.
Dragons.
That's been my bit for fucking years. Is say it as white as possible. I still call Asm AZM for comedic effect. No one even
Listen.
bothers to tell me. You know.
I don't like jalapenos. All right, leave me alone. Couple injury notes. Oh, Steven Richards is actually retiring due to spinal issues. I thought he already retired, but
I thought so too. It's sad. It's sad to see somebody retire from wrestling, but you know this business chews you up and spits you out.
Elton Prince are pretty deadly separated his shoulder. He's gonna be out for a few months.
Ooh.
Mark Briscoe was pulled from Death Before Dishonor, which is apparently at the end of the month because we watch Ring of Honor here, and which sucks because he was 100% winning the ROH World Title.
Yes.
So
Do we know why? Just injury?
I just
or-
said due to an injury. I don't
That's
know. I'm gonna
terrible.
look up to see who's the replacement is.
Yeah, he was 100% winning.
100% gonna win it.
Because Swiss would absolutely put him over, without question.
It's July 23rd. Holy crap!
It's next weekend. It's next weekend. I was
Yeah.
going to look because it's in Trenton.
So,
I was
yeah.
contemplating going.
Yeah, it is the 23rd. Oh man, I don't know if I'll fucking time even. Wait, it's Friday.
It's a Friday night.
I'll be able to watch it live. To be determined.
Oh no, wait, it's Sunday, July
No,
23rd.
21st.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's 23rd, it's Sunday, but I
It's the
thought
21st.
it was Friday because I was planning on going and then realized that by the time we were done with work and left, it would already been a good hour into the show.
Yeah,
So
so it's the 21st. It's Friday, so I will be able to watch live. So you got Athena versus Willow Nightingale. Boo.
yeah,
Shibata versus Garcia. Eh.
I'm in.
Joe versus Dalton.
That'll be nice.
And then Claudio versus
Question mark.
TBD. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, it's vacant.
Oh yeah, Vacant. Vacant's 100% winning that then.
Yeah.
So those are the four matches announced for a show that is this Saturday.
What? You
So I
don't
guess
watch
that's
the weekly product?
only fucking what 800 people who have Honor Club watch it.
Right.
Okay,
So
a couple
stupid.
more news. Brian Pillman Jr. got released from AEW and then immediately began training at the Performance Center.
Um, honestly speaking, I think that he needs some extra training to
I
get
do.
him to
I
a.
agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, and the WWE is a perfect place for him. Honestly, I think they know what to do with him.
Mhm.
And don't get me wrong, I love the guy. I've worked with him a few times now. A very nice person in reality and very knowledgeable about professional wrestling in general. I think that he's got a long way to go and his ceiling's very high.
Right. Um, Warner Brothers Discovery wants AEW to increase the frequency of their pay-per-view events to one per month. I'll get to that in a minute. AEW holds 5 pay-per-views each year. Gave it Revolution, followed by Double or Nothing, Forbidden Door, All Out, and Full Gear. That was the number of events when WWE added King of the Ring to their schedule in '93, but in '95 WWE spent it at 12 because WCW is doing the same. Um, the pay-per-view suspension conversation comes as no surprise, given they received a cut from they receive a cut from pay-per-view purchases made through Bleacher Report.
Really?
I didn't know that.
That's
And
news to me.
And stand to make significantly more money with 12 events a year. According to
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
that, the pay-per-view expansion has been discussed, but no decision has been made. All In will air on pay-per-view just 1 week before the All Out pay-per-view in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid.
I agree with that. But here's the thing: is they
get to that in a minute.
yeah.
Okay, so
Look,
I
there's
was
so much
thinking,
to unpack here.
So when I didn't read this. I just saw that they wanted to expand to once a month. I go, why would they want AEW to do that? That has nothing to do with them unless they own a part of AEW. But now, reading that, I did not know Warner Brothers Discovery receives a cut of pay-per-view purchases through Bleacher Report.
That's interesting to me. I find that very interesting because that means I. Why would they have gotten there?
If true.
Here's the thing: is that if they have skin in the game for their pay-per-view buys, it would make sense that they are in. Okay, let's back up here. What is one of the things that Warner Brothers Discovery has right now that they just launched? They don't know what to really do with right now.
It's Max.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: Bleacher Report is owned by Warner Brothers Discovery.
Okay, then that makes more sense then.
Yeah.
So they must own a subsidiary that owns a subsidiary that's owned by Warner Brothers. So it must be some weird chain like that, and that makes
Warner
sense.
Brothers, so apparently Turner owns Bleacher Report and Warner Brother owns Turner. So
Yeah. So there you go, and that's what made the whole
Yeah.
pie come in. Um. Okay. Let's start. Let's start with the 12 or one a month. I'm actually not a huge fan of that. I like that they do these, you know, one-off, Battle of the Belts, Fight for the Fallen, Fighter Fest, all these like special quote unquote dynamites and collisions and whatnot, because I think that makes them special and makes them unique. We talked earlier about, what makes AEW AEW. I think it's that. Because then you get those moments where it's like, oh, maybe something cool could happen on free TV. And then
The
the pay-per-view,
WCW effect.
yeah, the Clash of the Champions stuff. And then you have 5 very well-known pay-per-views, actual pay-per-views where literally anything could happen. And you have these, people flocking to these events. You and I, obviously as, wrestling journalists, we're obviously going to be there, but people who are not wrestling journalists and people who are just, casual fans are going to see these big events and go, maybe I should buy that for $49.99. And that's cool. But when they go to monthly, that's when things start getting really hairy really quickly. One of the reasons why it worked with WWE originally is that most of those shows that were monthly were, do you remember? $9.99, $19.99, $14.99.
So
Because they were in your houses.
It didn't work though because
It did. You're right.
So here's the thing: it didn't work until their product started to get semi-hot in
Right.
September with Austin in September '97, and they went to 3 hours, and they cost the same amount as a pay-per-view would. Is when they started to but the product has to be hot. If you're only getting 130 to 180,000 buys for those 5 pay-per-views, which, to be honest, that's what they're getting.
And that's not bad.
That's not bad, but the same people are buying them every time. If you want the same people to buy, there's 2 philosophies to this. If you want, do you make more money doing five a year, making 100? Let's say it's 150,000 is like the average.
Yeah.
Do you make more money doing five a year, drawing 150,000 buys, or do you make more money 12 a year doing 50,000 a month, or 45?
Well,
There's
in
2
that case,
philosophies to it.
well, in that case, then you are making more money doing 12 a year. Then
You are, if you can keep your production costs down. But
Percussion
AEW, here's the thing: AEW now with Collision, they tape Rampage. So only do two shows,
2 live shows,
2 live. Well,
because it isn't
Collision's not always live,
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
so
which is kind of a weird situation too.
it's
that's
still.
another
Well,
thing.
it's still like a Thursday night they tape it or something.
Right.
But, so do 2 shows a week, maybe 3 during a pay-per-view. So they're the cost of doing another show a month isn't going to hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 philosophies of it. Now, say you keep your tent poles events, and you do like Fight for the Fallen or something. If you make, Double or Nothing, Revolution, Full Gear, and All In, or All Out, whatever it's called now, your tent poles, and you make them your big shows, and they still draw 150,000, and the other shows only draw 30, you're still making more money.
Right. That was kind of what I was basing my original assessment off of, because 50,000 every month is not enough if you're doing 150,000 for 5 shows.
50,000 every month would be
600,000.
600,000,
And they're making 750 for 5 shows.
Right. Now, if you do your tentpole events and they're drawing 50,000, then you have a problem.
Yeah.
Like you
That
won't know until you experiment with it. You just don't know until you actually do it.
yeah. Yeah, you're rolling the dice obviously, but the reality is
If you get
sometimes
more,
you have to.
yeah, especially if the rumors are true that AEW is going to get double or triple what their TV contract was the last time, you can afford to do that.
Yeah, you can make risks.
They will start now making money because I have serious doubts that last year they made money, but now they're going into their fourth year. They're in their fourth year. That you know they're happy. They're going to a new contract. They're selling out Wembley. Maybe not doing great domestically here or in Canada. Pay per view buys are kind of the same. Ratings are kind of stagnated a little bit, but
I mean,
if
stagnated is relative. They're doing eight
it,
hundred thousand
yeah, that's it's
on a
sta-
Wednesday.
it's stagnate. It's stagnant. It hasn't
That's
gone
a
up.
core
Hasn't gone down.
audience. That's a core
Hasn't gone up.
audience.
Hasn't gone down.
Yeah.
So it's stagnated. But if Turner's happy with that, you know, and they give them double or triple the money, good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
We've talked
So
about this many times over the years since AEW really started. Is that sometimes you're going to have lost years. I mean, especially when you're still starting. This is a
all right.
4-year-old company,
Yep.
and we're at the point where maybe they start becoming profitable. Maybe
Now,
maybe they will.
All In being a pay per view a week before All Out is, I think, it's stupid.
I think it's
I
a
think
bad idea, but I don't think they had a choice.
I think they should have just done All In, and that be their big one this year, and then do Full Gear in November. I mean,
Um,
I know they want to be, in Chicago Labor Day weekend. That's where it all started. That's their, that's how this whole AEW started.
mhm.
Because of the first All In.
Yes.
So, I get it. I just want to see what the buys are.
Oh, it's
And
going to be down. 100% it's going to be down. But
truthfully, if you want, and you mentioned Max, what better way to put a big show live on a streaming service?
Mhm.
They could have put
Yeah.
all in on Max. Because guess what? I pay that $14.99 to see that live.
I'm almost ready to pay $14.99 as it is. I already pay $7 for Discovery Plus, so it'd be literally $8 more for me to have that.
Right.
So
And
I'm
so,
in. I won't pay for Honor Club, but I'll pay for that.
right. And then
And
I can
that's
cancel it after a month. If
well,
if
yeah, but I
but
mean,
it's just, and then you hold your pay per view, and you make money on both. You're still gonna make money on both, but I don't know.
here's the thing.
About
Here's the reality of this. They've made money on the show, even if they didn't put it on pay per view. So even if it gets
Right.
5,000 pay per view buys, it doesn't matter because they've already made their money back and then some. They've
Right.
proven something. This was not about making money. This was about proving that AEW is a draw. And when you put 75,000 tickets out there and 75,000 people bought them, and when I say bought them, I don't mean they immediately sold out because there were 50 million bots. It slowly sold out.
yes.
So these are real people buying these tickets. That says something. And I think that's the real win here.
I hear the haters go, "Oh, they're doing it in England. Let's see them do it in the U.S."
I don't think that's not necessary. Because the point was never,
They're going to a market that they've never gone to before,
yeah.
that they do pretty decently in TV waiting wise. At least I think they're doing pretty decently in TV rating wise. So,
Yeah.
and most of it, in some of them may not be AEW fans.
Mhm.
They may be
ICW fans that hear that there's
no
a wrestling,
wrestling event in Wembley Stadium.
I'm in,
I'm in. You know.
I'm in,
So
oi. Or wait a second, British. I don't have a good British accent, as noted from a couple weeks
you know,
ago.
yeah, the only accent you have is cock in the mouth. But
Oh,
yep.
yeah.
But yeah, doing two pay-per-views 2 weeks in a row, I think, is dumb.
It's dumb, but it's not the point.
It's not the point. They
And
made their money, and
yeah,
I think they're like, okay, we made our money and then some on All In. We can still make money on All Out, but maybe All Out is our lost leader this year.
it might be. Well, here's the thing: is that if they're planning on doing something big at All In, they need to be able to give it to their core audience of the U.S.
Yeah,
And unless you're going to put it on Max, there is really no other way to do it as an event.
right,
So why not pay per view? Even if it's on demand.
right.
So
One
get
last
it.
thing, sleazy,
yes.
and it's sad news. One of your favorite wrestlers of all time has passed away. Mantar.
Mantar! Damn
Half
it.
man, half tar. Has passed
I thought
away.
he was half manty, half tar.
Half man, half tar. Mantar. Passed away age 55. He looks
Jesus
55 and 95.
Right?
So,
So that tells you, oh my goodness. So when he was working those shows, he was 25 ish? Wow.
yep.
Amazing. Ryan's not here, but I'll give him the a little bit of the Iggy by saying follow him on Reddit at Ryan Buttgotch on Ryan Buttgotch on TikTok and Ryan Buttgotch on Reddit. Follow the wrestling show at r/the wrestling show. Scorecards. I beat the shit out of him. I am the new Impact champion.
Did you win by like 1 point?
I won literally. So, fun story. I was blowing people away until the Leo Rush match happened. And then I lost my entire game. And I was literally within 1 point of Dietz for a while. And then it came to the very last match where Ryan was 5 points behind me when it was all said and done. I just managed to grab one piece, just a little bit, just enough to get it over. But yeah, if you want to do that, if you want to join us on the scorecard, catch Ryan at Ryan Buck at thewrestlingshow.com. He'll get you the code and get you in. PWS scorecards, great group of guys. If you're part of Reddit, at square r/squared circle also does it too. Chip, fuck him.
Yep.
But you can find him at TWS.
I hope he steps on a Lego.
Fuck him. At TWS _ Mark with 4 A's on Twitter.
Should be 8.
It should be 8, but it's 4. Fuck him.
He's so lazy he can't have the extra 4 A's. A.
Honestly, I miscount all the time, even with 4. I'm at TWS Sleazy.
Well, you sleazy the shit on that one.
Yeah.
TWS Fat Man.
And we are Sleazy Fat Man on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. Please go on over there, give us a like, follow us there. Videos you can find on twitch.tv/SleazyFatMan, youtube.com/SleazyFatMan, premium videos on onlyfans.com/The Wrestling Show. You can find all sorts of content at thewrestlingshow.com, including articles, merch, ton of other cool stuff. Spoiler, Fat Man's working on a cool...
Oh, that pissed me. Okay, so I got to May. In writing down all our star ratings for the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden, the document crashed. I saved it like 2 minutes before. Document crashed. Would you go in it? Corrupted. Had to go back and start all over again. I was so pissed.
Send it to me. I might be able to recover it. But we'll talk about that after the show. You can get this podcast every Saturday morning wherever you get your podcast, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean. We tape live every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Don't hesitate to rate us.
Hey, asshole. Every Sunday night at 8 p.m.
Yeah, I said Sunday.
You said Saturday.
I said Saturday for the show. Well, either way, Sunday night, 8 p.m. Your favorite,
and then
your favorite
Saturday
stream
at 8 a.m.
Yes. Which side are we going on here?
They let you take the roles.
Right? Don't hesitate to rate us on your favorite platform. Click automatic downloads. It really does help us out. And don't forget to go over there on Twitch, on YouTube, and click subscribe and click notifications to make sure that you are following us and get our shows immediately when they happen. So with a fuck you to Ryan, fuck you to Chip, and as always, for Sleazy.
For the Fat Man.
This is Wrestling Heroes. Thank you guys so much for listening. Peace.
Fuck Dave Meltzer. Fuck Tony Khan. You know what? Fuck Kenny Omega too. That no selling piece of shit. A hot dog's on a sandwich. A sub is on a sandwich. A burger is a sandwich. I guess we're gonna do Death Before Dishonor next week. I may or may not be a little late. I got a golf outing. Yes, with a bad arm, bad back, bad neck. I'm going golfing. Well, I'll try to make it here in time.
I'm a truth that you seem to run from. I'm an army of one. I'm a clip in your